It's Monday, August 30th, 2021. Cam Newton versus Marc Jones. Andy Dalton versus Justin Fields. Jamie Winston versus Tayson Hill. Jimmy G versus Trey Lance. And Drew Luck versus Teddy Bridgewater. It's the quarterback battle edition of Monday Morning Football with the Guru. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in this planet, anywhere in this globe, but y'all kicking it with me, listening to this podcast or watching it on this YouTube. Appreciate y'all. First of all, let's just get started, man. We all know we had this preseason weekend. I want to get started since this is the quarterback battle edition of Monday Morning Football. My first battle is Cam Newton versus Marc Jones. So the title of this battle for me is called The Rebound Girl. Yes, I call this The Rebound Girl. So I'm going to tell you all a little story and a little analogy what I see in the New England situation and why I label this as the rebound girl. So let's look at this. The Patriots are coming from a long-term relationship. They were in a long-term relationship with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots. And one thing about the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, and anybody who's been in a relationship, a numerous relationship, you kind of have a type. You know, you have a type, you have a tendency, you have a style, you have something that fits your style. So for instance, if you're 60 years old, I guarantee you, and you go back and look at your history of your girlfriends or past relationship, you see a certain type. You're like, oh, okay, this is my type. And then there's something called a rebound girl. There's something that's just out of your type because of a traumatic situation. Usually it's because of a traumatic breakup that you get into a rebound situation. What happened in New England with Cam Newton is what you call a rebound situation. Tom Brady and the New England Patriots had let's just say a mutual exclusively departure. It was mutual beneficial for both parties. So when you're in a relationship, after you end a long relationship, obviously you're going to get into another relationship. And that other relationship sometimes, depending on the partner, sometimes that relationship, it's just a rebound. It's not going to last. Cam Newton and the New England Patriots was always a situation we all know it was never going to last. We all know it was a rebound situation. Every rebound situation is you always date the next person that's totally opposite from that girl. That's what you do. It's like if your type was the girl that has big titties, guess what? Your rebound girl, she's going to have no titties. If your ex-girl had a fat ass, guess what? Your rebound girl ain't going to have no ass. That's just what it is. So in New England, look at what the type they got. They had their ex-girl was a pocket passer, a precision, accurate thrower of the football. That was the ex-girlfriend in Tom Brady. And then guess what? After the breakup, they got Cam Newton, the total opposite. I mean, this guy is a flamboyant guy. He's good. He's all about himself, Cam Newton. Your ex-girl, Tom Brady, was all about the team. It was all about quick precision passing. Tom Brady can't even run for his lick. And now you get a mobile quarterback. This is the epitome of a rebound girl. You get the girl that does the total opposite from the girl that hurt you. But the thing about a rebound girl is, it's a rebound girl. Your parents know it's a rebound girl. You don't introduce the rebound girl to your family. You never. Because in your heart is the rebound. That's what I mean. The New England Patriot never introduced Cam Newton to the New England Patriot fan base. Because they knew Cam Newton was always a rebound girl. But guess what happened during this rebound situation? You saw a girl that just fit exactly your style. Yes, you like the girl with the big titties. Guess what? This girl got big titties. You like girl with the thick thighs. Guess what? She got a thick thighs. And that's what Marc Jones. Marc Jones is the epitome. It's exactly the style that fit Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. They fit this style. He's the type that you can introduce to the fan base. You look at the fan base in New England. This like the mom wants to meet Marc Jones. The father, the sister, everybody wants to meet Marc Jones. Nobody wants to meet the rebound girl. Nobody. That's what's going on in New England right now. Cam Newton started last year because he was a new rebound girl. And guess what? Guess what? There's a new girl that just caught the eye. There's a new girl that caught my eye. And guess what? That girl right there is exactly what I wanted. Yes, I have fun with the rebound girl. She's freaky. Oh, yeah, freaky, nasty. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I can't get married to the rebound girl. The one thing I could tell you about a rebound girl, everybody knows you are a rebound girl. The man knows it. The family knows it. Everybody knows you are the rebound girl except the rebound girl. And Cam Newton, everybody knows you are not going to be the starter in New England. The England fan base know it. The guru know it. Hell, you guys who are listening to this know it. Everybody knows it except, guess what? Just like the rebound girl, except Cam Newton. And that is the story of a rebound girl. Now let's move on to quarterback battle number 2. Andy Dalton versus Justin Fields. So this is what this remind me of. Let me tell you the analogy what this, because this is what I do for you. Look, this quarterback battle remind me of when I was a kid. Literally, when I was a kid, I think of my teenage days. This reminds me I think I was in high school, the teenage days, right? So one thing about a kid is, the best thing about a kid, the memory you remember as kids, is the back to school. That back to school clothes shopping, that holiday shopping, and then you remember that Christmas holiday gifts, that shopping. Those are like the two memorable times as a kid you're ever going to remember. That's for me at least, as far as getting presents and gifts and things of that nature. So when I look at the Andy Dalton and Justin Fields situation, I label this the Fields of Dreams right here. This is what I label this quarterback battle. So what I see is Andy Dalton remind me of that sneakers. We always have that sneakers you buying back to school. Like right now it's back to school season. Back to school shopping. You're like, yeah, I got to get that kicks. I can't wait to wear that kicks to school, that new clothes, all that. Andy Dalton is that back to school shopping. Now, Justin Fields is that Christmas shopping. After back to school, it's Christmas time. Now I got to go show what I got for my Christmas gift. So this just remind me of this story. Like I said, this situation. Let me tell you what it reminded me of. During one year, I think it was about when I was 16, 17, I forgot the age. But then I got these shoes, man, this pair of shoes. I mean, they were a hard spanking pair of shoes, man. I can't even tell you the details. I don't even remember what it was. But it was some Adidas shit. I remember that, man. I know it was hot, though. It was hot, right? And then I wore that my whole the first month of school, blah, blah, blah. Being poor, you don't get 2 pairs of shoes. You get one in the beginning and you get one during Christmas time. So then I couldn't wait for my Christmas shoes. I couldn't wait for the Christmas shoes. But one thing is, living in the East Coast in the wintertime, in the wintertime, the weather is bad. It's bad. It's nasty. So that's where this story got me. So I got these new kicks, but the problem was it was nasty outside. It was snowy. The day I was supposed to go to school and show these new kicks off, show it to the whole school, show off to everyone like, yeah, look at my new kicks. I got the best kicks in the school. Yeah, look at me. But it was so nasty outside. It was rainy. It was muddy. It was like, man, do I really want to put my kicks, my new fresh kicks in this type of situation? It was a terrible element. Do I really want to destroy my kicks early in the process? It's like I had to think. But then I looked, I'm like, I got my old shoes. The one I had doing August from back to school, the one I already wore for a minute. I'm like, I already put some wear and tear on that pair of shoes. So the weather element, it ain't no factor. So that's what I'm saying. When I look at the Chicago Bears situation, Andy Dalton remind me of an old pair of shoes. Justin Fields remind me of a new pair of shoes. But the weather is nasty outside. And you have to decide, are you going to put on your new pair of shoes or are you going to put on your old pair of shoes when it's nasty and muddy and disgusting outside? That's the situation the Bears have right now because the offensive line is nasty. It's disgusting. The skill players are not up to par. This team offensively is not up to par. It's not a suitable weather situation for a new shoe, a.k.a. Justin Fields. So in a situation like that, you know what you do? I'm going to get the old shoe to go through this element because guess what? In a couple days, the projection shows, the weatherman says in a couple weeks, it's going to be sunshine. It's going to be nice and sunshine, and I can wear that shoes every time I want. So you know what? I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice those happiness because it's a muddy, muddy days, and I like what Matt Nagy and the Chicago Bears staff are doing as far as this decision. I know y'all Bears fans are like, no, I want Justin Fields. I want to wear my new shoes right now and show the world like, yeah, look at my new shoes. I get it. Trust me, the guru get it, man. But at the end of the day, the guru also know for the next few weeks, you're going to be wearing the Andy Dalton shoe instead of that new glossy Yeezy y'all want to show off in Justin Fields. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. And let's move on to the next quarterback battle right now. We're going to talk about the Jamie Winston versus Tayson Hill quarterback battle. And I call this battle, you could dress up as a quarterback, but you're never going to be a quarterback. That is the name of this battle right here. You could dress up as a quarterback, but you won't be a quarterback. So I got a story to tell you. This actually is so weird, right? This happened to me very recently. Like I think it was, what's today, Monday? This happened to me this past weekend. I want to say Saturday or Friday. One of these days. One of those days, right? So the guru right here, I stay in the Pacific Northwest. So I like to go to the store and get myself some medication. Like I like to get herbal medication. I like organic herbal medication. You know? So while I was watching the New Orleans Saints quarterback battle situation, right? So I was like, let me get some medication real quick so I could watch the games for the Jameis and Tayson Hill games. So then I was at the store in line, right? So there's two parts of the line. You got the online people that order online and the walk-in, you know. At this time, the guru was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk in or whatever. I just walked in. So the walk-in line is a little bit longer than the online line. So mind you now, I was standing in line. You know, it's a little present. When you're in line, you get a little present because you just feel something. So as a man, I felt something, like a shadow. I just felt something. So you know when you feel something, you got to turn around, right? So then I turned around, man, I saw the biggest, fattest booty like you could think. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, yes, it's one of those that made me cuss. Like, you know when you see something so crazy that you just cuss, you're like, oh shit, I just cussed. Yeah, that's what happened to me. That is exactly what I looked over, man. All I saw was just a caboose, man, left and right. I was like, I felt like a pervert. I was like, oh my God. But it was just one of those, like, you know, like when you're in the traffic and you see a bad accident and you look at it, but you feel bad for looking, but you have to get a double look. So I was like, man, I got to find a way to get a double look so nobody could see me getting a double look. But I was like, oh my God. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get a double look anyways because that's the fattest ass I've seen all day while I'm at the store all day. So I'm like, ooh. Yeah. But then I had this feeling something just didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right. I was like, that's a fat ass. But yet, I don't feel this. I feel something weird. It wasn't a normal fat ass. It looked like a fat ass, yeah. Every emotion, it fit in the jeans, everything you could think of as a fat booty, it had all of that staple. But yet something was off. So then again, I had to get another look because I'm like, let me get more data. I need more data so me to make a decision about how fat this ass is, how crazy this is. So then I looked more and I got more information. Then I looked to the whole body part. I moved up from the asset and I moved up to the chest, to the face, to the head. And I was like, what the hell? And you couldn't believe what I saw, man. Yes, that fat ass, I was assuming it was a woman booty. It was a woman fat ass. That ass I was looking at that you thought I was talking about, it was a man. It was one of those men that had I was like, oh my God, what just happened to me? So then it's like I couldn't get that story out of my head. Then I went and put the New Orleans Saints football game, and I was watching Jameis and Tayson quarterback battle. And I was like, my God, Tayson Hill looks like a quarterback. He's in a quarterback room. He's in a huddle playing quarterback. He throws the ball like a quarterback, but something is missing. Something just don't feel right. I had the same feeling when I saw that booty, and I'm like, it looks like a booty. It feels like a booty, but it's just something just don't feel right. It just don't feel right. Looking at Tayson out in the pocket, looking at him running around, looking at him attempting to be a quarterback, and I'm like, this is one of them fat booty guy-looking girl person right here. This is one of them guys that look like a quarterback but can't play quarterback person right here. And that's exactly what happened in the quarterback battle in New Orleans. Tayson Hill is the she guy. He's the transvestite of the NFL. He wear a wig. He put on a dress. He got the quarterback playbook. He's in the quarterback room. He's in the quarterback meetings. He got all of them quarterback situation going on. But guess what? Just like we know with those guys that looks like a man, but those men that looks like a girl, you could dress up as a girl all you want. At the end of the day, you're still a man. You could be in that quarterback room all you want, Tayson Hill. You could be in that quarterback playbook all you want, Tayson Hill. At the end of the day, we all know you are not a quarterback. Now, moving on to the next quarterback battle. Jimmy G versus Trey Lance. And we're going to call this nice guy finish last. So let me start by saying this. If you guys have ever heard of this saying, nice guy finish last, is when I saw this San Francisco battle right here. It just all came onto me. I'm like, my goodness. Like Jimmy G's got to be like one of the nicest guy. Like he got to be one of the nicest guy in the NFL. Like you could look at a guy. Like there's certain thing about people. You could look at him and be like, oh, that's a nice guy. Like you know people that's nice. Just like you could look at someone, oh, that's an asshole. Oh, that's a jerk. Like you could just look at people. Jimmy G got that look like a nice guy look. And he carries that look like a nice guy look. I don't know what the hell he is out of the football or whatever, but he got that I'm a nice guy look. And I'm going with that flow. It looked like Jimmy G's whole NFL career has been the epitome of a nice guy finishing last, man. I mean, look at this guy. This guy was drafted to be the back of the heir apparent to the GOAT, Tom Brady. A guy from a small school, Eastern Illinois or something. No, I forgot, it was Eastern Illinois or Eastern what? Some small school, man. I want to say Eastern Illinois. Some school like that. A nobody. You know, just a nice guy. He got drafted into an organization that's not nice. That's not nice at all. But yet, he was a nice guy in that organization. And he worked his nice ass all the way to being a threat to Tom Brady. He was such a nice guy that the GOAT was threatened by his niceness. And you know what happened? Just like the saying says, nice guys always finish last. Instead of being the heir apparent in New England, you know what they did? They traded his ass to San Francisco. Yeah, they traded this nice fella, probably one of the nicest human beings. That, you know, he got that face, like that nice human being face. So I call him a nice guy. So Jamie G got shipped to San Francisco, and all he did is just win. That's all he did. Jamie G was like 24-8 as a starter, man. Are you kidding me? All this dude does is win. But he's not exciting. He's not a bad boy. He's not any of that. He's just a nice guy. Do you know why they have this saying that says nice guy finish last? Because it's Jamie G, that face. You see Jamie G in the face of this saying that says nice guy finish last. So my man went to San Fran. All he did was took the freaking franchise to a Super Bowl. In what, 2 years? He took that franchise to a cool Super Bowl. And in less than 2 years, all the San Francisco 49ers can't wait to get rid of him. And 2 years later, they can't wait to get rid of this guy, man. All the thing he does is just win when he starts and when he plays. But yet, when the opportunity came so we get a replacement, all the 49ers jumped on this so quick, man. I felt like every quarterback that came available since Jamie G was in San Fran, you hear the San Francisco 49ers organization inquiring. They're always inquiring. When Tom Brady want to go, or they were inquiring about Tom Brady. They're inquiring about Matthew Stafford. They're just inquiring. And then you all remember that program, The Inquirer? You know, I think it's like a publication. They're like the National Enquirer, man. They're just inquiring about everything. And then they have the nicest guy in football. He got the nicest guy looking face in football, man. Like, he looks like a nice guy, Jimmy G. And yet, the 49ers trade away their whole entire 401k. They took away all their retirement money, their savings, everything to trade up to get Trey Lance, man. And they got a guy like Jimmy G already as a quarterback. I'm like, bruh. I'm sitting back, I'm like, bruh, this is what they be talking about, like, nice guy finish last. I'm like, thank goodness I ain't no nice guy, man. Thank goodness the guru ain't no nice guy. That's why I never finished last, man. But Jimmy G, once again, because of him being a nice guy, his flaw in life, Jimmy G's biggest flaw as a life man, as a citizen of Earth, as a product of the football play, as a citizen of Earth, his biggest flaw is being a nice guy. I'm not saying the man is Jesus Christ. I've never even met Jesus Christ, but somebody told me Jesus Christ was a nice guy. They told me that a bunch of pastors, a bunch of people, they told me he was a nice guy. So you know what? Jimmy G is a nice guy. And y'all know what happened to Jesus Christ. He finished, you know what happened. Jimmy G, just like this story says, nice guy finished last. And in San Francisco, Jimmy G will finish last. Moving on to our last quarterback battle. So we're going to Mile High between Drew Luck and Teddy Bridgewater. So we're going to call this ran out of luck. That's what we're going to call this, right? Ran out of luck. So this quarterback battle kind of remind me of two things right here, man. So the best way for me to describe this, right? As a parent, you have two kids. You know, if you're a parent, you're listening to this, you know, you got two kids. There's two type of kids you got. You know, you got that kid you trust with everything. When you just trust, you go on vacation and you can trust that kid. The house is going to be good. You're going to come back. Everything's going to be left the way it is. They're not going to use your car. You know what I'm saying? They're going to steal your keys. You just know what it is. But then you got this other kid that you're like, man, there's a 50-50 chance this could happen. Man, there could be a party there. Or, man, he could take the keys to the car. Or it could just be like, man, he could just be asleep and nothing. But it's a 50-50 situation. It's a 50-50 situation, man. And the Denver Broncos with Vic Fangio was put in this situation. Vic Fangio was like, you know what? I'm going on vacation. And I'm going to leave the house. I'm going to leave the car keys. I'm going to leave everything here, man, because I want to see which one of my kids are the most responsible. And when I look at Drew Luck and Teddy Bridgewater, it's like I look at this as two kids. One with the personality with Drew Luck that, I mean, he could do it all. He could be a homely kid. He's cordial. He's polite. But there's something about that kid, man. It's like he does some stuff that just puts you on wheezy. It just can't make you sleep good at night. That's a Drew Luck. It's like you trust him, but you like, I don't know. And then you got my man, Steady Teddy. You know what you're getting with Steady Teddy, Teddy Bridgewater. You know what you're getting. You know what you're a disciplined kid. You can leave the house, be on vacation. You never even worry. You call and you don't pick up. You're like, you know what? Steady Eddie must be asleep. I'm not even gonna worry. I'm gonna go onto my vacation, hold my wife's hands, walk on the beach, and drink some beer, man. I have no worry. But when Drew Luck is your quarterback, you're like, oh my God. The whole time I'm in my vacation, you're thinking like, what's happening at home? It's what's happening, man. Is the police gonna call my phone? You just don't know what's going on. And that is Drew Luck. Man, Drew Luck, you don't know what the hell you're gonna get with him. Vic Fangio made the perfect decision. What I thought it was a no-brainer decision because the Denver Broncos got a very good roster. They got a very good program. But they just need somebody who could come in the house and don't mess it up. They need somebody who's steady and Eddie, and that is Teddy. You need steady and Eddie, and that is Teddy. You don't need no luck when it comes down to the Denver Broncos. You already have the roster in place. That's why this quarterback battle ended so quickly, because when you already have the roster in place, you got the receiving core, you got the skill position, you drafted a young running back, you'll be developing your offensive line. You got that. You don't need no luck anymore. You just created that. You don't need luck. What you need right now, you need a steady Teddy. And Vic Fangio made the right decision for the Denver Broncos. He made the right decision. There's one thing in football. There's a saying in football. Man. You want to be young on offense and old on defense. But you always want to be old as a quarterback. You want that old quarterback. You want that vet quarterback. You want that veteran. You want somebody you could trust. Drew Luck completed about 59% of his passes last year. 1/3 of his throws were interception. This dude was trash, man. Half the time you don't know what you're going to get with them. You don't know what you're going to get with Drew Luck, man. But you know what? You sure damn know what you're going to get with Teddy Bridgewater. You could leave the house knowing when you come back, the house is going to be the same way you left it. And the house is going to be vacuumed and clean because that's what Teddy Bridgewater does. You leave the house with Drew Luck. You come back, the house might be clean. The house might be dirty. Hell, there might not be a house. You never know. That's why Vic Fangio went with good old steady Teddy as the Denver Broncos starting quarterback. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Before we end this show, we're gonna add this to the collection of the show. So we're gonna call this last segment to the show. It's gonna be called Guru's Fury. You know, we're gonna talk about the stuff that just gets me fired up, man. The things that just get me fired up, or whoever get me fired up. The initial person that got me so fired up right now in Guru's Fury is, let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, Urban Meyer. It's like, this is just it's infuriating me right now. Urban Meyer's being the head coach of the Jacksonville Jags. And yes, I'm going to come out and say, yeah, that's why this is the fury. I don't like this guy. I am not a fan of Urban Meyer's. I think he's a narcissist. I think he's an egomaniac. Yes, I don't know. It's just what I think, man. You know how some people get that face that I think he's an ego and he's a narcissist face? Yeah, man. That's the face he got. Urban Meyer just, everything he does, everywhere he goes, he leaves a trail of just straight destruction. Destruction. But yet, because of his big old ego, we all think this guy is something that he's not. And now he stepped into this level, in this NFL professional level. And he stepped in with the Jacksonville Jags. Bro, are you serious? Ain't nobody, I don't care who you are, is going to sustain and make the Jacksonville Jaguars any type of long-term threat in the NFL. I don't care who you are, man. Urban Meyer is one of the biggest cherry picker of talent in the history of sports. I'm talking about, forget Phil Jackson. My man Urban Meyer from Utah, cherry picked that situation. Bowling Green, cherry picked that situation. You know what I'm saying? Florida, Ohio State. This guy is not a program builder. He's a different from my guy, Matt Rule. Matt Rule is a program builder. We see Matt Rule data. He went to a program that didn't exist, and he made them into existence. Urban Meyer just went into a program that's already existed, and he just made them, you know what he does, man. We all know what he does. He's a slick slut. He's a slick star, man. He's a slick con artist, man. And I looked at the Jacksonville preseason. I look at the collective coaching staff. My man got Daryl Bevels as his offensive coordinator, man. My man got Daryl Bevels, bro. You look at this whole entire staff. His assistant head coach, Charlie Strong. I'm looking at this staff, man, from the defensive core. I'm like, what in the hell did you put together, Urban Meyer? And you guys are like, oh, Trevor Lawrence, this guy. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? You guys see what I'm seeing right now. Urban Meyer looks like he's way ahead. He bit more than he could chew, man. Many have tried to go. I've seen all this before. Just college geniuses that comes into the NFL. I've seen it before, man. I've seen the Steve Spurriers. I've seen it before. I've seen the Chip Kellys. I've seen it before, man. It's like what's the movie, man? I don't know, one of those movies, you know, that's going to have based on a true story movies. You remember the Titanic or some shit like that? You know the ship is going to sink. We know the ending to the movie, man. When I look at the Jacksonville Jags, bro, I'm like, man, I've seen this movie before, bro. Urban Meyer ain't going to last in Jacksonville, man. This whole prodigy, Trevor Lawrence, nah, man. To be an excellent quarterback, to be a good quarterback, you got to be a product of your environment. Your environment got to be stable to be a good quarterback. To maximize your potential as a quarterback in this league, you have to be a product of your environment. And right now, I don't like the Jacksonville environment, bro. I'm going to be real with you. Man. I don't like the Jacksonville environment, man. I don't see no adjustment. I know it's preseason. I just don't see them having the aptitude. I don't see that. What is Urban Meyer's biggest strength? Or he's a leader of what? Leader of a man? He never led no man. He's a leader of boys. Now he's in a man zone. Now he's leading man. He was leading college kids, man. Those are kids, bro. I want to see this man's leadership qualities. Right now, I'm already questioning a lot of his decision-making qualities, man. I don't know, man, Trevor Lawrence. I don't think, man, from what I see right now, unless Urban Meyer give me new data and show me something else, what I see right now, I don't see Urban Meyer making it 3 years in Jacksonville. I don't see that. I don't see that, man. For the first time in Urban Meyer's career, his ego, narcissism, mind. For the first time, he's going to have the worst talented players every Saturday or every Sunday. He's going to have the worst talented players. I want to see this dude. I want to see how he does against losing. Because every time Urban Meyer's about to lose, you know what happened? He retires. I want to see what he does when he faces adversity, when every week you get your ass handed to you, because we know the Jacksonville Jags going to get their ass handed to them every freaking week, man. And I ain't even talking about this year. I'm talking about next year, this year, and the next year, if he lasts that year, if he lasts 3 years. Everything Urban Meyers have done so far, I do not like. I'm not giving him flowers for Trevor Lawrence. Anyone who's going to pick Trevor Lawrence, even if you don't got to be Urban Meyers to pick Trevor Lawrence. But that whole Travis Etienne, come on, man, football 101. This ain't college, bro. You draft a franchise quarterback, your next draft pick is an offensive lineman to protect your investment. My man went and got a Travis Etienne, a damn running back. I'm like, oh, man, I don't like this environment, bro. I don't like this environment. It's like me driving to a neighborhood. I see guns, liquor store, gunshot, liquor store. I'm like, oh, I don't like this neighborhood, bro. Ooh, I don't like this environment. Nah, I want to see a freaking mall. I want to see a freaking activity. I want to see a rock. I want to see people go climbing, do something. I don't want to see liquor store, gun store. I'm like, oh, bad environment. And when I look at Jacksonville for Trevor Lawrence, all I see is liquor store, gun store. That is a bad environment, and I don't want to live in that neighborhood, man. Surely don't. And sadly for Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be living in that neighborhood. And Urban Meyers will be out of NFL coaching in 3 years, man. And that's my Guru's Fury for the week. This has been Monday Morning Football with the Guru. Y'all know the drill, man. Like this, love this, share this, and I am out.